Welcome guys to another edition. Today I'm going to show you how you can use your MS Excel in your WPS spreadsheet to actually create a bar chart. Wow! So you can actually create a bar chart using your smartphone on Excel spreadsheet or using Google Sheets as well. But today we want to emphasize on using WPS and using the software called Excel spreadsheet or SLOS on the app to actually create a bar chart, even a graph sheet as well. So actually doing that with smartphones is quite difficult, but in this tutorial I'm going to show you some tricks to actually create a bar chart using your smartphone. So let's get started. So first of all, I'm just going to come to my search bar and type WPS and then open it. So I just wait for it to load. I'm going to open my Excel project which I did in the last tutorial. So I'm going to open it, the student result sheet. Okay, this is a bar chart. Actually, this is a bar chart. So I'm going to show you how I created this using my smartphone and how you can move it to a new sheet. So I'm going to just delete this one actually by selecting it. I'm going to delete it by selecting it. Turn on my edit mode. So I'll say edit, click on the edit tab. So I'm gonna delete this one. So I'll just say cut, goes off. So now let's get started. So this is the trick to actually create a student bar chart using your smartphone. So first and foremost, you have to select the first field. Ensure you select the student and drag it down and then select copy. So this is copied. Actually in Excel it is not possible for you to, especially when you're using your smartphone, it's not possible for you to select two different columns that are far from each other, but you can select columns that are closer, that is nearer to each other, that is after the column you see the next column, you can easily select it. But when you're trying to select column B against column, or column B and column G, it becomes difficult, or even column B and column D becomes, or even column A and column C becomes difficult. So how can you actually do this? So you need to copy the data by selecting it and select copy and come to a new area in the sheet which is after the remark and paste that copied data. So you come now, you want to plot a bar chart of student name against the average. Actually this is mostly used by schools that actually want to grade their students. Sometimes you ask yourself, how did they know how this student is the overall best student in a class? So this is the trick. They perform an analysis using Excel. So they perform an analysis to find out. So they just selected this now, as I've selected, and then copy. So you are going to paste it to this sheet. So when you paste it now, we already have student that was far. For this time around, they are close to each other. So it now becomes easy for you to select and copy the two cell sheets at the same time. Ensure that you are not copying the empty space, this empty cell. It is just the field data. Look at this, an empty cell, so I have to shift it back so you preview and cross check if actually you did it right. So I'm just selecting just the student name data, the field name and the student data and the average data. So the next thing I do to do, come down here and click on the menu below, then go to the insert menu and look for chart. You can see chart. We have a lot of charts here. So we have bar chart. So you can click on the drop down to see chart. So when you are creating a graph sheet, use the line chart. So actually I'm using bar chart actually. Let me use column chart. I'm using column chart for this bar chart. Actually bar charts do have spaces, so there are a lot of bar charts here actually, but I don't want it to be in a horizontal form. I want it to be vertical, so I'll be using column chart for this tutorial. So I'm going to select the first one. Actually there are other colors, so I like selecting this one and click on okay. So this is how you create the chart. So it now shows student name. So if you want to style it in another way, so you can come to this is where I clicked on styles and select quick layout. So once you click on the layout, it shows this one with percentage. You can try all that layout actually. So the one I love most is this one. So I just go out. So now this one now is having showing me the percent, the average actually. It's showing me the average. So the next thing I do now is to move the chart. Actually, in when you are using your smartphone, to move a chart to a new sheet is quite difficult. So this is a trick. You select the chart and press the screen for long, and then a copy menu will come up, option that has copy menu. So you click on copy, then select sheet 2. That takes it to the new sheet. So select the first cell and to bring out the paste option. So I see paste, I paste it. So this is how you can actually paste, move a chart or a bar chart to a new sheet. So now what about this one? Now I can now do delete by clicking on the delete key after pressing for long. So that's that. So when I go to my sheet 2, I can see this particular chart. Now how do you create a line graph? Go to student results, do the same thing. You plot student names against the average to create a graph that's x and y. So now it's selected. Click on the menu again, go to the insert menu, go to click on that three dots to see more. Then on the drop down here, click there to see line chart. So you select line chart. So you select the one you want to use. So I'll be using this particular one, the first one selected. We have different colors and click on OK. So these are the charts went that at a point the average keep started decreasing. That is, the student that has the highest average came first, then along the line it started decreasing. It get to a point and started decreasing. So this is a line graph sheet. So how do I say do the same process? I copy it, go to sheet 2. Sheet 2 is already there, has a sheet. So you go to sheet 3 and do paste. So just press the screen for long. So I have the word paste. So it comes here. So this is a line graph now. So actually, after you have done this, so you try to delete the one that's inside the result sheet, delete it. Then go to sheet 2. Now, how do you rename a sheet in your smartphone? Press on the sheet 2 menu. You will see something like sheet properties. So there, you're now going to name this one student bar chart and click on OK. So the sheet now is named as student bar chart. The third one, the same thing. So the next one is student graph sheet. So this is actually how you can do this using your smartphone. So that's the end of today's tutorial. We have student graph sheets, we have the student bar chart, we have the student result. So actually how you were able to achieve this was copying the data and moving to a new empty cell and then plot easily. So this is how you can do that. Select more than plot a graph against the student name and average. Thanks for watching. See you in the next class.